What's poppin', y'all? One of the hottest topics within hip-hop the past couple of weeks has been none other than T.I. and his son, King Harris. I mean, how dumb this is and how young this guy is, or how old maybe I am and we are, is that he named a complete album after this guy. It was called King. It was the album with the black cover. Good album, by the way. T.I. has dropped some phenomenal music and has also made some great contributions to music with his record label. Now, we're not going to talk about Iggy Azalea, but that was a commercial success. And that might make for a completely separate video, probably more of like a main channel thing. But King Harris has been slowly making a name for himself, notoriety-wise, for at least the past 18 months. Whether it's him getting into trouble, whether it's him going back and forth with Charleston White, which eventually leads to T.I. having to step in. And what we've pretty much come to notice is that this guy is either spoiled, doesn't care about his future, or is incapable of understanding what consequences are. And he somehow, for some reason, thinks he's a gangster, which is the life that T.I. tried to leave behind, or tried to create a better future for him. And the most recent thing that we saw was his son wilding out at this, I think it was a football game. I don't know where it was, but he's like, yo, I stand on business, or I stand on business, however they say it down south. I'm used to saying business. I don't know why. So they're having this entire family moment. King is on IG Live trying to look tough, trying to make everyone put respect on his name, where it's like, where is the respect on your name going to come from? The only respect that you get is due to your father's name. It's like, what have you done for people to respect you? What accomplishments do you have? I think his son is also a rapper where nobody's going to listen to his music. This is the problem with being a rapper that's the son of a successful rapper or just successful in general. You're far better off trying to make a different genre of music or being a producer. Because like rap is kind of struggle music. So if you didn't grow up in the struggle and you rapping, yeah, you're probably not going to have a good shot at blowing up unless you manage to hide that. But you're T.I.'s son. That's not going to happen. Because look at Diddy's son. Nobody's trying to hear Diddy's son rap. It doesn't matter how good he is. Because if it's flexing, they're going to be like, oh, this guy's flexing his dad's money. If it's talking about the struggle, they're like, what struggle does this guy have? If he talks about the authentic struggles that he has, they're going to say, man, he's just complaining. Because he's got all this money, he could solve his problems. I will say, Jaden Smith has made some incredible music, first of all. That Blue album was just insanely good. And Jaden Smith has had a decently successful rap career. Now, he's not a star or anything like that, but I think he's the closest we've seen to someone's rich son making it. Now, did he compare to his father's success? Absolutely not. But that's a topic for a different day. I don't want to yap too much on this. I tend to divert into different topics. It's like this web. It's just how my mind works. So T.I. and King. After this whole thing happens, they're blowing up on social media. People are giving their comments. Then some guy tries to use their likeness to throw a show or throw like a club party. T.I. doesn't like this. Respect to T.I. He shows up. He's like, yo, you're not going to use my likeness and my son's to throw a party that we're not even getting paid off of. Everything is squared out. Everyone gets paid. Everyone makes their money. Beautiful resolution to this business issue. But the thing about this is, the number one thing is, why do people care about this guy? And the number two thing is that people are genuinely starting to have like some level of sympathy or empathy towards the kid, which they're like, oh man, I do think it was kind of embarrassing when they were telling them like, yo, you were sucking on a pacifier until you were 12 years old. And then people make fun of his appearance and his like, I think it's an overbite, underbite. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. It's like his jaw is kind of protruding forward. I did like the interview that they did with Speedy. I posted something on my IG, which you should follow me, at helloyassine, where they were just talking about the funniest meme, and then he names his father as like one of the funny memes. But King is just a character that we don't know what he does. He's kind of like a Krishan in the sense that this guy's only in the headlines for either embarrassing his father, for getting into trouble, for doing a bunch of nonsense. Yet there are some people that are genuinely like, man, you know, we feel bad for him. They neglected him growing up, this and that. He's had a pretty good situation. I think someone mentioned this before, but his parents are married. Yeah, T.I. and Tiny are married, and they've been married, and they're still married. Disregarding just the money aspect, what rappers' children have both of their parents still together? It's very, very uncommon, especially for a celebrity. So they've maintained a familial unit, which is already rare. They've raised you. They've probably done the best job that they could. T.I. had to move around a lot. You know, T.I. did some jail time. I don't think T.I. was trying to push him towards this path. But I do think there is this element of when that's what you glorify, that's what T.I. is around a lot. You know, he's around the Young Thugs. He's around the Migos, all these Atlanta rappers. I think his son probably looked up to that and said, yo, this is what's cool. So I want to be what's cool. I mean, if T.I. was surrounding himself with scholars and, doctors and lawyers, and that was his friend group and who he hung around with and who he showed a lot of praise towards, perhaps his son would have ventured towards that direction, path, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is just me kind of like spitballing. But the thing is, can this guy like put out some music? Can this guy do something? Because I'm tired of hearing about him. I'm tired of seeing him on my feed. And I'm not going to like wish ill on him. I do think he's ungrateful and he's really young. Is he even in college? If he's not in college, what is he doing? I think this is a male Krishan situation, and this is where we gotta be fair. Dudes be clowning on Krishan, saying she's not doing anything, and why do people pay attention to her? But everybody's paying attention to this King dude just because he's T.I.'s son, which I guess that does make him different from Krishan since he's attached to a celebrity and rapper that we have a lot of respect for his catalog and just for his overall contribution to music. But this is just one of those things where, is hip-hop dead? Because this is one of the forefront conversations that's going on, and it's about the family. Or should they get a reality show? That's another question. Should these guys get a reality show? Because it's way more lit now than it probably was when he was a kid. I hope this guy doesn't get into trouble. But the problem is, and this is why I really don't like this, the way King behaves, the way he acts, his dad is always going to be the one to not support him. He may disapprove of what his son's behavior is. But let's say King gets into it with somebody else. What's going to happen to King? If something bad happens, then who's going to be the one that's going to enact a justice or payback towards the person that inflicted harm on King? Obviously, it's going to be his dad. So he kind of has this license to just act a fool amongst other people and kind of try to punk them because, we don't want problems with T.I. We respect them in our city. So the only thing that can really show King or give him a level of accountability would be if he does something to get in trouble with the law, which I hope he doesn't do. And it doesn't seem like he's into that kind of stuff, but you never know. I mean, just any type of drug possession or anything like that could get him into trouble with the law. And then T.I. can't really help him much at that point. But yeah, this guy better start dropping some music, better start doing something with all this attention he's getting, because people just see him right now as, he's kind of like a reality TV character, almost like a Boonk. Not in the same degree, but somebody that's just on social media. We see them, they're popular, but we don't really know what they do. And is that the type of existence that T.I.'s son wants? I don't think so. I think the guy's desperately looking for validation from the masses, which is never a good recipe for happiness or just overall contentment. But he's doing that, and the best way to do that is show us a talent. Do something. He could even be funny. The guy could even be a comedian. Remember when T.I. said he was going to be a comedian and then that didn't go too well? Why doesn't King try to be a comedian and beat his father at that? That would be a cool kind of like arc to see. But yeah, until this guy is putting out something that isn't rap music, I'm not trying to hear his rap music. Don't even bother sending it to me. I don't even know if he raps. Some people say he does. I don't care. I've never heard a song. Nobody has ever mentioned a song to me, and I will not be looking up a song or clicking on a song if he drops it. So you better try something else other than rapping, because I ain't trying to hear that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.